probably Cavanaugh should step down if he says he never was in a room with this girl, Ford, and it turns out that he was in the room. But we'll find out within the next week. I know that he was in the same social group from one of Ford's girlfriends that Ford was in the school. So they would hang around socially. But I went to a similar high school like this. It's called Taylor Alderdice in Squirrel Hill in Pittsburgh, PA. And this Ford girl reminds me of the girls I went to high school with. Most of them were doctors' daughters. They were smart as whips. No matter how hard I studied, I could never beat them on a test. That's how smart these girls were. Ford would fit right in with these girls. As we know, she has 5 degrees from big schools and helped write books along the way. So if you went to school with Ford and there were other people there and they were in this social group, I think they could figure out who locked the door and put his hand over her mouth like a threat of rape or death or something like that, which is what she says Cavanaugh did. Now, if he says he shouldn't, if he says he wasn't in the room, he should pull out and let somebody else run if he was in the room, which will come out probably with the testimony. Another thing that Ford does not want to be examined by lawyers, she wants the Senate to examine her because, one, they're older than she is, their minds work slower, and she figures she's smarter than they are with her 5 degrees from big schools. And who can say she isn't, especially since she's written. So I think it's going to be interesting when this thing's over, and especially if she can get the senators to cross-examine her in the meeting room with her being the only one there and a few senators. She doesn't want an outside lawyer to cross-examine her because she knows from her, with her 5 degrees, that lawyer's mind will work quicker. He'll be younger than these 5 or 6 senators sitting there, and most of them will be pretty old, retired, and their minds work slower. I mean, it's automatic. So it should be interesting what happens from here. But if Cavanaugh sticks to his story that he was never in that room and he never put his hand over her mouth and he never thought about doing something to her because he says he don't know nobody, he don't know nothing. And the other guy says the same thing that was in the room. He can't remember nothing. He can't remember who was in that room. He wasn't there, or he can't remember, and he don't remember any of the people. But this whole group was in the same social circle, just like the one I was in Squirrel Hill in Pittsburgh in high school. And I remember all those girls. And they had money, a lot of money. Because a lot of times I'd be trying to get up money to go into one of those fancy stores around us with some of my friends, and they would be in the store and we're trying to dig to get money to buy a sweater, and those girls would come into the store and they would say, "I'll take them in all colors." And I've never heard that line in my life. So that's the people you're talking about. And the people he was in with this, in this social circle, I guarantee you they all had money, a lot of money, and they had brains. a lot of brains. So let's see how this comes out. But we're not dealing here with uneducated people off the street that don't know much. No. He's going to have a hard time getting by this girl Ford. Thank you. You never heard that line, did you? They tell